Welcome to another song title challenge where the question is, climbers, how should you write this one? Just like Goldblum in
Jurassic
Jurassic
Park.
Park. The scientists were so busy worrying about whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think about whether or not they should
Right.
write that mediocre song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're in a hurry. So this is where climbers, listeners of this podcast, send in their song titles to info@daredevilproduction.com. Production is singular. There is no S. Info@daredevilproduction.com. You must put song title challenge or STC in the subject line so that it gets into the right folder. If you don't, it won't. It's all automated, y'all. Like I got like rules in my email and it just goes right in there like automatically. So if you don't
Nice.
do that, God knows what's going to happen to it. Okay. I'm just telling you. If you don't, it won't. So there's that. And then I choose one moments before we hit the red button on the podcast and spring it live as we record to Brent and one of our hit songwriter guests. And we spend the next 20 minutes just trying to cook up 5 or 6 different angles on how to write that song title, because very, very infrequently, the very first idea you have, the low-hanging fruit, is the right one. Usually it's the most cliche and the easiest one to connect the dots on. And by digging down past the, what do we say, through the dirt, past the plywood, past the bronze, past the copper, past the gold, past the platinum, to the damn diamond where the pressure is. And you get that mega song. That's where it happens. And it's the construct. When you get that really good idea, man, it's a lot easier to write the song, especially if you're in a room and everybody's on board with it going, oh, that's it. That's what we got to write. And they're all excited. And then it's like, giddy up, right?
Yep.
So it's not a co-write in any way, shape, or form. We tell you to use all of what we say, use none of what we say. It's completely up to you. We do demand an invite to the number one party. Even if you song title challenge a song that you got that idea from us and it wasn't something that we did on the air, we still want, like, listen, man, we still want to come to the party, right? Brent needs childcare so he can bring his wife, and I just demand an open bar. I'm pretty easy. I'm pretty simple.
There
like
you
that,
go.
you know?
We just want to go to parties.
But you know what? This is a super important exercise for redeeming or breathing new life into your old song titles as well. I mean, we're humans, right? You put a song title into your hook book. It's got enough energy to make it into the hook book, right? It made it past the velvet rope of your brain into that beloved book of yours. And if it doesn't get enough attention within enough time, then inevitably it starts to feel old. And it's like, how often do you go way back in your hook book to pull out a title without feeling like, I don't know, there must have been a reason that I didn't write this one way back then or whatever. And hey, you put 15 minutes of work on that thing, and Brent, tell them what can happen.
Yeah, man, I have been.
You're like Bob Barker when I say that. Tell them what they're gonna get.
Well, you might get cuts. You might get Grammy nominations. You might get a brand new trip to Cancun. No, I've been doing this because we did it on the show, and it was so much fun. I was like, I got to start doing this on my own stuff. So I've systematically gone in and done my own personal song title challenge, starting with like titles that are 20-something years old and moving through them. And yeah, like that's a lot of what I bring into co-writes. I've gotten cuts. I've charted on Southern Gospel with that. I had a song that it was on a Grammy nominated record that came from a personal song title challenge. It was a title that was way back, and brought that into the writer's room, and it worked. So, man, hey, y'all stop sending in titles, whatever. I'm going to keep doing it myself, which is about the highest recommendation I can give it. It's like, I don't care if y'all stop. I'm going to keep doing it because I'm getting results.
I love that. And hey, before we introduce our guest, I got a quick question for you. Like, if you're in a room with an artist and they drop this title, right? Everybody's like, oh, Lord. Like, we're going to write this right here, huh?
Funky title comes out with a thud. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, is it inappropriate to be like, can we song title challenge that a little bit? Like, come up with some like, even if the artist thinks he's got like the
Mhm.
great way to go, would you be open to some other ideas with this title? Would you do that or no? Or just go with whatever the hell the artist wants?
I would probably start with if they have a title, we go like, "Oh, well, what's that about?" That'd be the first question. Like, "Oh, what are you
Of
thinking about
course.
for that?"
Yeah.
And
And
then
if it gets worse from there,
then, yeah, it's a mix of like, "Oh, I wonder what else that could be about." Or, "Hey, it could also be about," and then you're just hoping quick on your feet to, even if it's not the one, to at least open up the possibility that there's another one out there. So
open up
I
the
would,
forum for input. Yeah.
yeah, and also it's like, oh, trying to figure out like, is that something that like just hit them in the right way that morning, like they're interested in, or is it something like there's like a personal connection to that? Like even if
Right.
it's like hitting me like, I don't know, that's kind of clunky, but if it's something the artist is like, well, this is why, and there's like a personal like connection there.
And there's a story
Me,
behind it too. You're gonna
yeah,
have
as
more
in the
DNA to
service business, I want to help serve that artist, help them tell their stories. And so sometimes
yeah.
it's not about like what is, to my personal taste, might be the best idea that we could write that day, but what is the right one? What is the one that's going to serve the artist most that day? And so then maybe that doesn't become the song that ends up getting cut because it just has natural limitations built into it. But it may be a great song to help build a relationship with an artist, to let them know that you are a trusted place to go with something that means something to them, that you're going to treat it with respect and give it your best. And so that may open the door to more rights down the road and just moving more into that inner circle where you're a trusted resource.
Yeah,
So
it's a good
long
point.
game, like, hey, if it means something to you, let's go. There may
Yeah.
be more there than I think offhand, because I'm not always right by any means.
And you didn't live
But
the
it's
story and
also
they did, and they've got more to communicate to you,
exactly.
to turn
That's
you
my
on.
thought
Okay.
on it, but I'm figuring this out as I go.
All right, introduce our rock star.
Yes, today's guest is a Canadian singer-songwriter now living in Nashville. As an artist, he's built a growing list of top 40 country singles and millions of streams. His album Answers won the 2023 British Columbia CMA Album of the Year. He is currently
Awesome.
signed to Anthem Music Publishing for his publishing and Sakamoto Music for his label. Also, I had the fun. I've been writing with this guy for a while. Had his last Christmas release, bonker song called "Frosty the Beer Can." Kind of tells you what you need to know about this artist. Chris Buck, welcome to the climb.
Hi, Chris.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
man.
for
Thanks for being
saying,
here.
yes, man. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
This will be a fun little, romp in the sandbox here.
Sounds good.
Low stakes. That's how we like it.
That's right.
All right,
Everybody ready here for the title?
man. Never. But
Let,
that's the
let,
fun.
let's
I'll
do
be
it.
ready after it.
Right. First of all, this is from, climber Bobby Johnston, and I believe this might be the first time we've ever used a title from him.
Cool. Hey, Bobby.
So, um, let's go. And you know what? We had a little lull in the titles here over the holidays, guys. So if you got them, send them in. Send them in. info@daredevilproduction.com.
Mm-hmm.
My hot take on this one is, uh, at first it just seems a little mundane, to be honest with you, but I,
Okay.
I feel like there's a million. I feel like it's a big open door, and it's not specific though, and that's what I like. Like, we can go 1,000 different ways, I think, on this, and it's going to be real interesting to see what we come up with. So
All right.
sometimes, the titles are a little restrictive. And by the
Right.
way, Chris, that's the other challenge, because a lot of times we'll mention the title and the writer will be like, "This is the part where I'd be like, let's go to lunch."
Yeah. What else you got?
But no, we're gonna we're
Yeah.
gonna write it. We're gonna write it. We got to write it. That's the challenge. So, or I mean,
Yeah.
we got to come up with the concept. So here's the title. It's "You'll Never Know Why."
Huh. You'll never know why. All
You'll
right.
never know why.
Okay, writing that down here. So, all right,
And I
thank you,
got
Bobby, for
something
sending
just
that in.
yeah, I got something right off the bat here while you
Good,
guys
get us going,
percolate on
Johnny.
that. Man, what a great kind of cool way to spin faith.
Tell me more.
Okay, so I mean, like, it's interesting to see uh in like really clever movie scripts and stuff when there's a debate on faith, right?
Mhm.
Between scientific knowledge
Right.
and
Measurables.
faith and just
Yeah.
knowing like what what it is. And it's like, hey, this will happen and you'll never know why.
Mhm.
Sometimes the worst things in our life that happen are turn out to be the best things, right?
Right. Yeah.
Another way to say, God closes a door and opens a window or whatever.
Mhm.
I thought that, you'll never know why is sort of like the stamp on when it happened,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
and sort of and so have faith, because you're not going to know why, but there's a reason, right? Like God has a plan, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, the way I would kinda look at it would be like like in this life, there are things that have happened that I'll never understand, right? That in this life I'll never understand. And on the other side, yes, I figure we'll understand it. We'll see more of the the back side of the tapestry. The front side
Yeah,
is this nice piece of art. The backside of the tapestry is a it's all mess. It's all knots and frayed edges and stuff. And we live on the backside of the tapestry, but God is doing this piece of art on the front side.
yeah.
And so it's like, oh, I'll get a step around the other side of the tapestry, and it makes sense. So for me, the trick would be like, well, maybe I'll know why on the other side. It wouldn't be so definite. You'll never know why, because sometimes you will see things at the other side. So it'd be like, how do I
Well, you can say
twist that
today,
to say,
you'll never know why. Oh, Chris, that's something else we forgot to tell you, brother. You can
Yeah.
put, carte blanche to put anything in front of or behind the title to twist up the meaning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's where I was going with that actually right away. You'll never know you. I was going in alphabet thing. Or you'll never know Y to Z. I was thinking alphabetical using it,
Oh,
you know,
that's
Okay.
interesting.
and that's totally in a different direction. But there might be something there,
No, and we can go. And the other
you
thing I was
know.
going to tell you too, buddy, is about direction. Um, you are not bound by your normal guardrails. So this can
Yeah.
be any genre. It can be a rap song, a pop song, a rock
Mhm.
song. You can go, a little more racy than you ever would in a
Mhm.
country song or a southern gospel song. It could be CCM. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
That's part of the
you
fun of
just
this.
have fun, man, with just a completely blank slate. And
Yeah,
Hmm.
we could wake up like Beyonce one day and go, going country.
Yeah, and
you're
then
gonna go
It's all
country.
good. It's
get,
all
get
good, no
number.
guardrails.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. Um, you'll never know YOU. That's interesting because it's like you and you, like you'll never know
Yeah,
YOU. Like, and I'm always wonder like, oh, could be, I love acronyms. Could that almost
yeah.
be an acronym for something? You'll never know. I don't know yourself. I don't know what it stands
Yourself.
for,
That's where
but
I was thinking too.
yeah,
Might not be right, but that's where my brain went on that as a kind of play on word kind of thing.
yeah. I was thinking
Uh
too, like you'll never know why not,
yeah.
or
Oh,
just to add things,
or
or
today you'll never know why. Going back to your thing, Brent.
yeah,
But
like for a short amount of time, you'll never
but
know why. Maybe
tomorrow,
you'll
but
never know why.
2020 hindsight's always 2020.
Yeah,
Um,
or even from the faith point of
where you
view,
get all the answers, in the afterlife.
it's like, well, some things like I can think about hard things that I've witnessed in my life and family members go through, and death and tragedy and sickness and all that stuff, and you can see like sometimes you see silver lining and you do see beauty come from tragedy. Um, but maybe you still never know like why. Like, how can that still be better than what if this tragedy never happened or something? So maybe something you can talk about. Hey, sometimes you see the good that comes from it. Like you heartbreak for a while, then you come out the other side and you're like, oh, I see the purpose in that. But sometimes you'll never know why. And just
Hmm.
knowing that we're not going to get all the answers down here, and you just have to be okay with that. Like, and that
Hmm.
And
just
it could
is
be
what
it
it
could be
is. Like
bigger,
sometimes
like
you'll find out why, sometimes you won't.
it could be
Okay.
bigger societal things too. Like,
Mhm.
why do half the people in the world live in abject poverty? You know,
Yeah.
Hmm.
why is there cancer? Why is there, those kind of like a kid would ask, like
Yeah.
imagine doing that like you're having a conversation with a 5-year-old kid or something. That could be really heavy if you're
Hmm.
and you may never know why, but it's kind of like, yours is not to know why. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
could be interesting.
That's where I go with that for sure.
Yeah,
I think
that's
almost book ending kind of chorus. It's starting the chorus off with that's kind of cool. Then naming a bunch of stuff,
Oh,
finishing off.
and then up with that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
So,
That's hot.
Eh,
yeah.
that's cool. But and also, like, thinking of teeing it up in different ways, it could be, like, if it's more of a faith thing, like, you'll never know why till you know who, or till you know
Mhm.
God, or whatever. There's like, oh, that makes
Oh,
certain things make sense. Like, it'll never make sense until you know the reason, the bigger reason, right? It could be that thing, or it could be like, why does, you know, uh oh, I don't different ways to serve it up, but like a love song, like, yeah, man, why did I stop going out so much on Friday nights, and why am I not, hanging out with the boys as much? Da, da, da. Till you know her, you'll never know why.
Mhm.
Like, till you know this girl, like, it won't make sense to you the life changes I've made. But once you know her, you'll know why. So like a positive love song of going, oh, now that I've met her, yeah, I know why, Billy's
uh,
changed so much. Now I know why Billy's Sweet William now.
and how you gonna?
It
How
could
you,
be
oh
that
yeah,
kind of
Big
thing.
Bad Bill is Sweet William now.
Yeah, or just about a general love song, like, what makes a man do this or that or the other? Well, till you know the right girl, you'll never know why. It just doesn't make sense, right? Until
Mhm.
you fall in love, meet the right person, kind of thing.
I was
Uh,
thinking of like another spin on that on the love song, which would be like an uplift the girl kind of thing, but
mhm,
coming um from a guy who like my sisters are much younger than me. They're 4 years and 7 years younger.
mhm.
So I have been to therapy to understand that I don't know shit about women. and, um, and every day it's like I will never know why like certain
Yeah,
things happen in a certain way, but like you love her, right? I love her,
yeah,
and so I don't need to know how the clock works. I just need to know what time it is, and she loves
yeah,
me too.
yeah,
Stuff like that. I think that because I think every freaking man and every
Wow.
female can relate
mhm,
to that. Like a
yeah,
men are from Mars, women are from Venus angle, and like we'll never know why, but
yeah. That's true. Like, why she does some of the things we'll do, just, dude, you'll never know why. But that's all
yeah,
right. Like,
Mhm.
you don't have to.
yeah,
Mhm.
You'll never know
and you
why, and
don't
you don't
have to
have
know.
to. And that's all right, or something.
Mhm.
Um,
That might
and
even
I
be a lyric. You don't need to know how the clock works. Sometimes you just need to know what time it is.
mhm. Man, I was thinking too of this, and this idea could go many genres. Could be a pop thing, a country thing, or whatever. But the thought of, like, you know, basically, the backstory is, it could be a female or a male song, but, like, they're friends and he's in love with her, right? So say it's a guy to sing. They're friends, he's in love with her, and he's like, one day I'm going to stop calling, one day we'll stop hanging out, one day I'll move and you'll never know why. Like, I'm never going to, but I can't be with you, right? You're with my friend or something, and I'm just going to remove myself from this heartache, and I'm never going to tell you why, and you'll never know why.
Oh,
Like, why we kind of stopped being friends or whatever. It's because I'm in love with you and I can't have you for whatever reason we set up in the story, right? Maybe you're married, maybe you're with my buddy, whatever. But there's that kind of unrequited love, heartbreak kind of thing. Like, and one of these days, I'll just kind of disappear, you know, and you'll never know why. It's not because I don't care about you anymore. It's because I care about you too much, like, you'll stop seeing me around,
Mhm.
that kind of thing. I think could be
mm,
pretty, like, heartstrings, because how many of us have been in that situation? We like somebody who doesn't like his back or whatever, and we're just like, I just got to stop being around this person. This is
Mhm.
killing me, you know. Um, so
mm.
Mhm.
there's that thought, which could be, anything from Celine Dion to, I don't know, George Strait,
Mhm.
depending on how you
Mhm.
serve it up. I think it'd be kind of cool. Um, what or a parent thing, like, you'll never know why till you do.
Mm.
Maybe, like, you're talking to your kid, like, you'll never know why I won't let you have that extra ding dong after dinner or whatever, or play on video games 12 hours a day, or you'll never know why until you do.
Yeah.
You'll
Like,
never know why you love him that much.
yeah, until you have one of your own. That'd be a
It's
sweet place to land that, It's
Mhm.
yeah,
like, until you experience it, you just don't have the frame of reference. You just can't quite get it until you do.
yeah.
Which could be very sweet, like, parent song. I think could be pretty cool.
Yeah, I was going with the parent thing too.
Mhm.
Um, That's where I was going for a while here now. You'll never know why.
Yeah.
The lessons you learn, or that I taught you. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a tricky title. I don't know. Like,
I know it's like the tyranny of
yeah,
choice almost. It's so
yeah,
wide open, which is fun, but it's like, oh, where do you go with that? Or
yeah.
even like a guy talking about like, how most guys don't ever have baby fever, right? Women tend to more, and guys are like, whatever. I don't know. I don't know this kid yet. Why am I attached to this kid I've not even made yet? But it's like, oh, you'll never know why until you hold them. That sort of thing. Think of our mutual friend, Aaron Goodman, who has a new baby, and
Yeah.
um, it's like,
You'll know
yeah, you
why
just
would
won't
be
understand
something that
that
would be
till
more
you
like, if
hold
I
your
was
own
writing
baby, and
this,
then you're
I'd
like,
change that up to you'll
oh,
know why. Like that would make that, and then you'll know why I was that way. Then,
yeah, then you'll know why.
yeah.
Yeah, I know, because it's kind of coming at it through a little bit of a back door. It's a little extra
But
trick that may
that
not
could
be
be a
necessary.
nice that could be like that could be the hook at the end. You know what I mean?
Like at the very end, it's all leading up
Like
to
you'll
like,
never know why.
That's
Let's
cool.
go, let's go, let's go. But
Yeah.
then until you do, like then you'll know why.
then
You
you,
know?
yeah, yeah. You can get away with it without changing that hook if you just do it once, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
like
like
that.
a lot of tools in the bag of tricks.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Honoring the song title. It could be kind of just a whole put the girl on the pedestal relationship thing that end like you said, lily pads on that. And in the beginning, it's like, like you walk in, you see her for the first time, and you know, uh, whatever. It's like she does something, you'll never know why. She
Yeah,
did this or she did that, and then now you're together, and she does this, and you'll never know why. And then
yeah.
baby, and you think you're talking about her, and all of a sudden it's like something that you've never ever felt before. You'll never know why until you
Mm,
know why.
yeah.
Or
Or
then you'll know why.
yeah, or you'll never know why till you know her. Yeah, so many ways. I think of too, like, is there a um almost a political could be hip hop thing, could be a rock thing or whatever. Just kind of the almost like, if you're into like the conspiracy theories and the people that are behind everything, and like this happened, and and you'll never know why, kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know if there's kind of like and these are the Bilderbergs, and why,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, because I don't live in that world, but I get on Twitter every once in a while, and you're like, wow. But it's the thing of like the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. Was that from The Usual
Mm,
Suspect or something? Um, but going, yeah, and oh, we've talked about this before on some of these, that Don Henley song, "In the Garden of Allah," or
yeah,
"Sympathy for the Devil."
yeah.
Where like you take on the persona of either this grandmaster orchestrating all this stuff, either the devil or some mythical guy that's pulling all the strings, who's the head of the whatever secret society that's running the world or whatever, and going, and you'll never know why.
Oh,
Like,
that's got an
I have
edge to it. I mean, yeah,
machinations
well,
that
you'll
you don't
never
know
know
about.
why we sent a guy in a black mask and a black umbrella with a glass popper to escalate the George Floyd riots. You know what I mean? And get the rioting to start happening. Like
Yeah.
they weren't doing it, so they needed some help. So some guy goes in there
Huh.
literally just to start that up and walk out the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on. He wasn't even
Yeah.
participating in the thing. Like, you'll never know why.
Why?
Uh,
Yeah, and, but kind of going also to, like, Johnny, dovetailing with what you're talking about earlier about, like, why is so much of the world starving? This could be that guy that is going, all this stuff, right? Even
Mhm.
geopoliticals, da 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 da. Oh, I have my
mhm.
reasons, and you'll never know why. It's just a
Yeah.
conspiracy theory kind of song that could be a rock thing, a hip hop thing,
Oh,
whatever
that's really
kind of,
good. That could be country too, man.
It
You know
could
what I
be.
mean? Like because no, I don't think. Listen, no matter what, whether you don't have to buy into the conspiracy theory part to know that it's the devil's work, right? Like it's.
Right, yeah.
I mean, but what a great way to talk about it without
Mhm.
being labeled a conspiracy theorist, because it's like, hey, I'm just this is written from the devil's point of view, man.
Yeah, pleased
That's
to meet you. Hope you guess my name, you know?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that could be
I
interesting.
like that one a lot. That's cool as
I
hell, man.
thought you would. I thought you would. With your Rush fandom and all that stuff. Let's see. Man, so wide open. You'll never know why.
Like, oh, I
There's a
don't know. I
thing
just
too of
feel
like,
like process.
how parents. Oh, go
You'll
ahead,
never know
Chris.
why I stopped loving you. Like I feel like that's not the whole title. I feel like there's a throwaway at the end. Never know why I stopped loving you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's I don't know. It's kind of dark a little bit, but it's you
Yeah,
had your own you had your own reasons to
that's all right.
you had
We
your
have
own
no
reasons
guardrail.
why again.
Mhm.
There's
Yeah,
another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, or you'll never know why she stopped loving you.
Yeah.
It's yeah, and it could be one of those, like, it's almost a bookend course, like, it starts off, you'll never know why
I'll walk
she
on.
stopped calling, you'll never know why she walked out the
Yeah.
door, all that stuff, da 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 da. Ooh, you'll never know why she stopped loving you.
Mhm.
So there's like almost a bookend course with a little stinger at the
Yeah.
end. Um, and maybe that's the
Yeah.
thing that drives you crazy because she won't tell you. She
Why
just
she stopped
ghosted you.
loving you?
Yeah, maybe that's the thing.
I
Like
mean, she's gone, right?
she
She's
won't tell you.
gone.
Mhm.
She ghosted you, and you'll never know. And
What
that's
about
like,
what about
I
what
don't have the
about
closure till you tell me.
what about coming to terms with taking responsibility? Like, what about like a heavier theme, right? Like,
Mhm.
you'll never know why she packed her bags. You'll never know why she walked out the front door. You'll never know why she did this and that, blah blah blah, until you know why. And it's
Mhm.
it's the alcohol, right? Or it's the
Mhm.
gambling addiction, or it's the
Mhm.
and it could be heavy like that, like just coming to terms, like almost you're advocating or you're enabling the, let's say, the alcohol addict in the verses, right? Like you're
Mhm.
almost putting your arm around him, like, you'll never know. No, I get it, brother. You'll never know why. It's like hard. Like who knows what women think, and that's
Yeah.
crazy. But you know what? Maybe it's got something to do with the fact that you drink a fifth of vodka every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
You know
might
what I
be
mean?
the
Something like that until right? Until
yeah.
and basically until you, um, let yourself know, until you agree that you're, what do they say? Uh, admitting that you have a problem is 50% of the solution or
Yeah,
whatever.
first step is admitting you have a
Yeah,
problem.
you're
Go ahead.
halfway there. Like
Mhm.
it just admitting like, okay, it's my problem. Like I know why. I'm the problem, you know?
Yeah, it could be interesting too, like almost a tongue in cheek
Mhm.
thing where it's saying you'll never know why, but it's obvious to
Mhm.
everyone why. Like she left. But he's like, I don't know, man. Chicks are just crazy. But like in the verses let you know, like, here are all these red flags he was sending up, or all these
Yeah,
ways he wasn't doing right.
you're like,
And he's like,
Captain
I
Red
don't know, man.
Flag.
I guess sometimes you just never know why women leave. So beats me, totally not a self-reflective character.
Yeah.
And you might do that third person almost. I think of that George Strait song, I Hate Everything, where he's talking to the guy and he's
Mhm.
telling him his story, whatever. And the guy's like, I don't know, man. Sometimes you just never know why. You'll never know why when a woman leaves you. And you're like, from
Mhm.
talking to you, I have a few ideas why, you
Yeah.
Yeah.
know, which is just
Yeah.
weird, but it could be kind of funny almost.
If
Um,
that was set up like a bar conversation,
yeah.
almost like,
Oh,
what
Billy
was the one
Currington
where
one? Is that what you're thinking of?
I can't remember who did it, but
People
it's
are crazy. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
yeah, where
oh, yeah.
people are
People are
crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Something like that where this guy's just sitting there talking and
Yeah.
you're just catching on and that's like, wait, what? Like, it's like, listen,
Yeah.
women are crazy, man. You never know why, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, you can be the life of the party, come home drunk every night, and then one day she'll leave and you'll never know why. You know? I mean, I'm pretty sure I beat so much sense into her that she had the good sense not to leave. But then one day she left and you'll just never know why. What?
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, wait, hold on.
What?
Wait.
No, I think I know why.
That could be funny because I think you could have like in a Brad Paisley kind of spin, you could just put a lot of furniture. There's an
About a
endless amount of just go to like Florida Man
yeah.
Instagram and and pull out. Like, you got
Yeah.
a never-ending list of stuff you could talk about.
Or then, but it doesn't even have to be like, and then you'll get fired, and you'll never know why. Golly,
Yeah.
I don't know. They just said I wasn't showing up for work. Danged if I know. They had to email me because they couldn't find me. But yeah, so that could be like a whole, and the whole joke is just how completely unself-aware this person is, or people are.
Yeah.
Or I wonder if you need to talk about like guys in general, how unaware we are, like no clue what's going on, most of the time, and it's like, yeah, and you'll never know why,
Yeah.
that could be fun too.
Well, that, you know what? That'd be self-deprecating kind of a thing. That's an interesting spin. And so
Yeah.
we just lift up the complaints that the women have
Yeah.
about men in general. But you know what? We're still gonna be there to take care of you. We're still gonna be there to take care of the kids. We're still gonna be there to put a roof over your head. We're still gonna be there to,
Yeah.
where we come in. But why do I go out and get drunk with my boys
I
at a Super
never
Bowl party?
why.
Like,
I never knew
it
why
just seemed like the
till
right
I
thing to do.
found you.
Why do we
know,
always
I don't
charge
know.
our kids?
Play on
Yeah.
words.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, just because like all this stuff, I never knew why till I found
you'll
you.
never know why you look so stupid until I found you.
Yeah.
And now I'm a better man,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah. You'll never know why she doesn't want you wear those shoes with those pants or whatever, those boots with those shorts, and you'll never
right.
know why she won't let you leave the house in those boots and shorts until, but that's okay. Just go with it,
Yeah.
the things that don't make
Yeah.
sense to us, but just trust the woman. Just trust the woman. Just go with it.
I,
Fashion or whatever. Just
yeah, I just
go.
changing it up.
Just nod your head and say yes, honey.
Nod your head and say yes, ma'am.
I never knew why. Yeah, I'd have to change the title till I found you. There it is.
That's fun.
I never knew why till I found you.
Yeah. Yeah. I never knew why till I found you,
Yeah.
which would be great. Like why do some guys settle down when they could just be out playing the field or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, why would
Exactly.
they do that? Oh, well,
Yeah.
you'll never know why until you find the one. Then you'll know why, even if you don't quite know why. Still, yeah, it'll make sense. Which I think that's a fun, could be a positive love. Definitely like for country kind of angle too. It could be the older guy talking to the younger guy, or at least the married guy talking to the single guy. He's like, yeah, you won't know why, but you will. If you're lucky, you'll know why eventually.
Yeah, I've had a couple of those conversations when I was a young buck. Like, what the hell goes on? No. Like, you just said what?
Yeah.
Buck, come on, cowboy up, pal. It's
Yeah.
Are we men or mice? Or are we men? Like, nope.
Yeah.
I gotta go home.
Hold on. Go home. You'll never know why till you.
Yeah, I like that one, man.
Trust me, it's better
What
if
if it's like a story, not like a 3-act play, but what if it's a story about like that guy just getting schooled, right? Like one's about the relationship, one's about something else, one's about a girl turns him down in a bar or something like that. Maybe it's like just a little story.
Yeah.
That you can do in there.
I think that, so many possibilities on this one, man.
What if it's a ghost story? What if it's like Sixth Sense?
Like you'll never know why that glass of water moved on the table by itself.
Well, no, because like if you set it up like Sixth Sense, right, where it all makes, and then at the end you find out like you're dead.
That's why you'll never know why.
Yeah.
Why do all these people show up at my house and dress me up in a suit?
With this horrible makeup.
Right. It's really weird. It's not how I comb
Why are my lips sewn shut?
Right. Oh, gosh. Oh, man.
Terrible. This is terrible.
Oh, that's just terrible. Well, I mean, yeah, I do want to explore that though. Like, you'll never know why she'll, meet somebody else, whatever, because you're dead. That's the end. Because you're dead. That's why you don't.
I mean, what if like that could be really heavy and cool, man? If you wrote the fire out of that,
yeah,
like that was the whole thing about that, right? Like she's missing him or whatever, and she's all like they had a fight or whatever, and if
Mhm.
you spin it, like if you could literally like rip off direct Sixth Sense, and just be like, you're trying to talk to her, she doesn't understand, and you just
Yeah.
find out like, oh, geez, I'm dead. Like
Yeah. Oh. Okay,
that's why she's
so
not talking to me.
do y'all know that comedian Nate
Yeah.
Bargatze? He's from, like,
Yeah,
Madison
he's
or somewhere.
Nashville. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Nashville guy. It's freaking hilarious. Emily and I were talking about that last night. We were talking about The Sixth Sense, how, like, this whole movie, she's not talking to the guy. And it never crossed our mind that that's unusual. She's like, yeah, the wife just hadn't talked to the husband in like a year. What? Why would I think anything's wrong? It was perfectly
Woo! You must have
believable.
pissed her off something
Like,
good.
whew,
Like,
I
I
get it,
can't
dude.
wait to
I
find out
get
what
it.
happened
I've
here.
been there. And then you're like, what? He was dead? They had
Yeah.
such a normal relationship. She just didn't talk
Yeah.
to him for a year. That did not tip me off that something was wrong.
I know, man. I mean, you could have some fun with that, dude. That could be
Oh,
interesting.
yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Well, I think we got some pretty good looks at this, man.
Yeah,
I think
have at
there's
it.
a lot of stuff there. So, Bobby,
Yeah.
have at it.
That's right.
Weed through all that.
That's right. Yeah, there's a lot in there, man. I think
Yeah.
the two favorite ones I like would be like you'd have to really be careful how you write it, but the last one there, like if you write it from this whole, it could be just this big heartbreak thing where you're
Mhm.
like you died in a car wreck or something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And maybe the whole family gets in the crash,
Yeah.
and they survive and you don't, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But you're watching this and you're trying to talk to everybody and nobody's talking to you, and you'll never know why. And these things you're trying to explain maybe the wreck
Mhm.
to them, but it's falling on deaf ears, like, because you're dead. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, that could be crazy. And then the other one, like, just from the devil's perspective, I like
Yeah.
that. That is just a license to just put everybody on blast.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
anything you're pissed off about without being labeled a conspiracy theorist or whatever.
Yeah. It feels like that could be like a Tom McDonald thing, like The System or something.
Yeah.
Like he'd take on that
Yeah.
character. So,
Well,
who knows?
So
Chris, where
yeah,
can our
all
listeners
social
find you,
media
brother?
Yeah,
and
man, what you
everything's
got going
Chris
on? Where can
Buck
find you?
Band. It's been like that for a decade now. So yeah, I'd love to have have you guys follow me. Also have, I guess no one really knows this actually. I have a song coming out. Not sure on the exact date. But I think it will be sometime in April with someone Brent knows. Doing a duo with Gord Bamford coming out to radio, and Canadian singer up here, and
Oh, nice.
also
Awesome.
launching a singer-songwriter festival up in Canada for the first year this year. So gonna hopefully bring some of my Nashville writer friends and Kansas writer friends up to Canada in the next few years, and yeah, just been working on that as well. So got lots of stuff going on, and
Mhm.
yeah, I do. I haven't
That's awesome.
announced. I'm supposed to announce next week,
Do you
but
have
I
a name
guess
for the festival?
I'll out now on the podcast. It's called
Well, this will drop on
it's
March
called
1st.
It's called
Yeah,
Boots
this
and
will drop
Boats
after you
Singer-Songwriter
announce.
Festival, and it's on
Yeah,
a lake up
March
in
1st.
British Columbia, and the writers will be performing with the backdrop of a huge mountain and a lake behind them. So, people, that's right. Yeah, definitely.
Nice. So definitely
2 months,
happening during the summer then?
months of summer up, the 2 months of summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Not a frozen lake, but like a
yeah,
nice lake.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome,
No, it's
dude. And tell Gord I
very
said, hey,
grateful
I
to
can't
have
wait to hear
him
that, man. Gord's great.
on this song, and we've been kind of keeping it hush for a bit now, but we're gonna be announcing it pretty shortly here. So, yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's
Nice.
great, man.
Nice, nice, nice. All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you so much
Hmm.
for saying yes, guys. That takes us to the end of another song title challenge. If you want us to flesh out your idea and throw some different angles at you with a hit songwriter like a man Chris Buck right here, he's also a killer artist. He's
Mhm.
he's a double threat. If he can
That's right.
dance,
I'll
it's
take
a triple
one
threat.
threat.
then Then send your song titles into info@daredevilproduction.com. Please put STC or song title challenge into the subject line so it gets into the right folder. This podcast exists because
Thanks,
we
guys.
want you to
Appreciate
win.
y'all.
So keep on climbing.
And we'll see you at the top.